Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to Live Stream Tuesday, the time when I just come online and see who's online and just have a chat to you guys out there if anybody's watching. Other than that, I'll just be chatting to myself if nobody else is here. But hopefully there's confirmation of who I am. Hopefully the messages will come up on screen so I'll be able to see them. So if it is going to work, fingers crossed. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it does work, so it's going to be a little bit of a lottery tonight. But if you are watching, let me know and type in a comment. And Emily, hi, thank you. And Biggest Wattus. Oh, this is Stu. Hi, Stu. Changing username there. So thanks, guys, for actually doing a message so I can see that it works, which is cool. Hi, Renee. Hi, Robert as well. And August, hey now, I'm here. So hi guys, thanks for tuning in, much appreciated, and for letting me know that it's actually working, which is cool. And tonight on the show, I'm going to be playing for the first time kind of publicly on YouTube my cover that I actually did last month for Patreon. So this has been out on Patreon for about 4 weeks, roughly, something like that. It was my cover of In My Dreams by Dokken. So we've got, a bit of classic soloage in this song, George Lynch. So that was good fun, taking that one on. But I'm going to play that just now so you guys can get into it. I'm not going to make this show too long tonight because I want to do an analysis video as well. And I'm a bit behind today as my teaching kind of ran on, so I'm rushing to get everything done. But I will be doing that tonight. So this won't be too long, but I'm going to play for the first time on YouTube kind of publicly In My Dreams by Dokken. This is my cover. And I hope you guys like it. Rock!
In my dreams it's still the same. Your love is strong, it still remains. Toss and turn all night in the sheets, and I can't sleep. Night after night, I don't know what it means. In my dreams, what can I say or do? You won't come back when you're through. Not realize too late that baby your love has turned away. In my dreams it's still the same. Your love is strong, it still remains. In my dreams you're still by me, just the way it used to be. Calling your name but you're turning away. Please don't leave. Running and Your love is strong, it still remains. You're my dreams, you'll always be. You're my heart and in my dreams. You're my dreams, you'll always be. You're my dreams, you'll always be. You're my dreams, your love is strong. You're my dreams, still the same. You're my dreams.
Hello, Phil here. Thank you so much for watching my cover of In My Dreams by Dokken. The names that you can see running up the screen here are the names of my patrons who make this all possible. So thank you so much, patrons, for your support. It's massively appreciated. If you guys want to get involved yourself, head over to patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys at the next one. Rock! So that was I'm back again. Obviously my hair's a little bit longer now because that was like 3 or 4 weeks ago and I think I need a haircut. But yeah, so that was my cover of In My Dreams by Dokken. I hope you guys like that one. That's been out on Patreon for 3 or 4 weeks and there's going to be a new cover out on Patreon as well this Friday, which is only a few days away, so I'm gonna have to get working on that one because that's what I do during the month as well. I kind of arrange the tracks from scratch and play everything and do everything on those and then release it on Patreon. So this will be publicly out on YouTube probably on Friday as well, because Friday will be the release date for the new one and also the old one on YouTube, so you guys can check it out on YouTube when it's out there. But I saw some comments down there saying about using a little finger, and I have to use my little finger because I've got not the biggest hands, so kind of doing those stretches. Some people with smaller hands have got to use your little finger. There's no way you can reach it with your third finger for some of the 3-note per string runs that guys like Lynch do, and lots of other technical players. You have to kind of get that stretch in there, so yeah, it can be a little bit of a pain, but such is the thing. It's like I did a video on Buckethead, who is like 6'6" or 6'7", and he's just got a massive stretch with his hand, and it's the kind of stretch that I dream of being able to play some of the stuff that he can, so I have to try and tap it in with my hands. But anyway, I'm going to get into the riff of the week, which is out on Sunday, and I'm going to play that here now. So just guess it and see who gets it first on this part of the kind of live stream Tuesday thing, because it's already been got on YouTube, but let's see who can get it first. So kind of fingers on the buzzers, even though that's not a thing on live streaming, but have a little listen to this, see if you know what it is. So now I'm going to wait to see if anybody gets that riff of the week. While Troy's kind of there, Black Keys. Does anybody know the name of the track? Because Troy's kind of got half of it. But Greg says, do you wish you had Stevie Ray Vaughan's hands? Yes, actually, Stevie's hands were actually quite big. He wasn't a tall guy, but his hands were kind of big, and kind of, the gauge strings that he used to play with were just insane. If you know about gauges, a 13 on the high E string is pretty heavy, and he was bending the hell out of them as well. So yeah, I'd have settled for Stevie's hands, certainly. He would have had a slightly bigger stretch than I can manage, but I kind of work around it with tapping with my right hand. I don't do kind of 8-finger tapping, but I do 7-finger tapping, so it was pretty much close-ish. But yeah, that's kind of a way that I've worked around those kind of faster runs. But yeah, it just takes a bit of practice. Us people with smaller hands just have to make a few adjustments, and it is possible to play some fast stuff with smaller hands and still include all the notes that the guys with the big hands. It just means that you can't alternate pick. You have to hammer on and pull off with the right hand rather than be able to alternate pick notes that you would be able to reach with your left hand. But yes, I haven't really been paying attention to see if anybody actually got the riff of the week. But Greg says the Black Keys, so that is the band. So you guys have got the right band. I'm not sure if somebody did say the track. If you did say the track, I apologise not for seeing it, but I'm trying to keep an eye on the comments, and I don't think anybody's got it yet. I'm going to have a quick look up the comments to see if anybody got it. Just a quick look. No, nobody's got the track yet. So yeah, we'll wait and see. I'm going to keep going with this show, and if anybody gets it, you can quickly type it in, or just go to the video and you'll be able to see the answers underneath. But yes, I've seen Biggest what about a shorter scale length guitar? You can get half-size guitars, three-quarter size guitars, smaller scale guitars, but I don't know, for me it just looks a bit weird, kind of having having a smaller guitar or a smaller neck on your guitar. It's one of those things, visually it doesn't really kind of do much. I'd rather just play normally and work my way around it. I suppose we've got a guy in this country, probably everyone knows him, called Ed Sheeran. And he has a smaller kind of three-quarter size acoustic guitar that he plays sometimes. And it's cool for what he does for his style of music, but I don't think I could deal with that kind of look. Imagine kind of doing a Dokken cover and then you've got a smaller guitar. It kind of almost just reminds me of Marty McFly in Back to the Future in that opening sequence where he kind of plugs in his tiny guitar, and it kind of looks really funny because then it's really, really loud out of the speakers. But yeah, it's just kind of reminds me of that. But I'm going to now play one of my original tracks, and like I said, I want this video to not go on for too long because I've got to do an analysis video, and it's already 12:15. And Troy gets it. He says, Black Keys, I got mine. So congratulations, Troy, you get the honour of just feeling smug that you beat everybody else to it on the live stream, so well done. I'm going to now play one of my tracks called Haunted, and I think I played this maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, but I'm going to play it again, so this is one of my ones, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys after this. Rock!
Rain falls outside my
So that was my original track called Haunted. I hope you guys like that. I was reading through the comments as that was all going on, and we seemed to kind of start a theme of people telling people about injuries and things, and there's a lot that you can do on the guitar, even if you have, there are plenty of guitarists out there who've done very well sporting some kind of injury to their hands, but there are a lot of things you can do. If you want to get kind of more technical, you can tap in. There's a lot you can do with the right hand tapping on the fretboard as well, but certainly, fortunately I've kind of never touch wood, touch my head, can't see anything. Where's my guitar? I need to touch it. We've got this thing where if you say something hasn't happened, it's probably going to happen. But I was going to say, fortunately, I haven't injured my fingers at any point. I did actually when I was skiing years ago, so still early in my guitar development. I can't ski, so that was probably the reason anyway. So I had these things on my feet and I started skiing, and I was going down the hill very fast and I didn't have the ability to stop, and I caught a jump, or caught a kind of mound, and flew up into the air, rotated backwards and put my hand down and kind of bent my thumb back, and it didn't break, amazingly. It just kind of wrecked all the tendons in my thumb on my right hand. But fortunately it healed and now it's okay, but my left hand is still fine. I didn't injure that one, so that's all good, but I'm very careful. I'm really overprotective of my left hand just for playing, because I know that I need it. It's kind of, when I started playing guitar, I didn't sing. I didn't really do any singing. So singing's only been in the last 7 years that I've been practicing that, and I do that every day for an hour. Unfortunately, it's taken over my guitar practice, because I used to practice religiously on the guitar, but now I've had to move that aside to try and just keep the vocals in tip-top shape, because if there is any people out there who started to learn to sing, it's one of those things that if you stop singing, you almost start to lose your voice, or you lose your ability, at least I do, to sing. So I have to keep on doing it every day, just reminding the vocal cords, that muscle memory where the notes are, because it's so easily forgotten, and then you go to sing and you start missing notes. So yeah, one of those things that you just have to keep working at. And it's funny because sometimes I get people that comment and say, oh, you're so lucky to have a God-given talent to sing. And it's just 7 years of every night. I don't know how many days that is. Somebody can quickly do the maths, but that's all it is, just plugging away at it. Oh, somebody else said if that was a song that was coming up or if it's already out. That's a song on my album, which is on iTunes and Amazon, and it's called Persistence. So, because that's pretty much what I'm doing. I still teach guitar during the day. As I said, today I've kind of run over quite a lot, so I had to kind of rush on to get online, but that's what I do. So I kind of do a cover every month as well for my patrons. I did a single that the patrons actually supported as well, so I do my own music, and I've got an album on iTunes and Amazon, and the website, so wingsofpegasus.com/store if you want to check out the album, and it's called Persistence, so you guys can check it out. And then I started doing these analysis videos, which I've only done for a few months, and I noticed earlier actually that I've just literally gone past 14,000 subscribers. So thank you so much everyone for tuning in and watching and commenting and just following these analysis videos It's funny, I started doing them for just a very small group of people who said what do you think of this guitarist, or what's happening, what's the guitarist doing here? I don't understand the technique or whatever. So I just did a video or two, and then somehow it then turned into lots of people watching it. But it's great the more people get involved, and I get to chat with you on YouTube and telling me the stories. There's some people that have actually been to the gigs and the shows that I'm actually analysing. So it's really cool to be able to connect with another generation that actually were there and experienced it, and I only get to see it secondhand, but it must have been so cool to have been there back in the day. But I don't want this video to go on for too long, so what I might do in the future is kind of put maybe a question section in this, so you guys can ask me a question. Sometimes get them in the comments, and maybe something I can answer live. But just quickly, Brad has asked me, how do you start a beginner on guitar? Exactly the same way that I did. I just looked up the chords. So D, A, E, I don't want to kind of take you through the chords, but there's 8 of them, I think. So I think I learned 8 to begin with, which were D, A, E, G, C, D minor, A minor, and E minor. So yeah, that's kind of where I started, just being able to play a few chords. But then I kind of went straight into trying to learn Jimi Hendrix stuff. I didn't really understand the different gradings of difficulty, so I learned the chords to begin with. And then I tried to work out Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix. And of course, I was going up the fretboard trying to find all the notes. So I think just going through that, because I didn't have any lessons, I just listened to the track, tried to work it out, and eventually realized that I'd worked everything out. And then when I actually started teaching, I think it kind of helps to be able to explain to someone from not playing at all and not understanding anything about music. That's kind of where I started, and then kind of got almost to the end of the road, and then could look back, and I feel that I can at least talk to people as if, you know, they're total beginners, like I was in the beginning, and I didn't have lessons. So it's one of those things that I can explain it maybe in a different way to somebody who is kind of teaching another person's way of playing. I think that's the problem sometimes with teaching or learning an instrument particularly, is that a teacher can start to teach you their way of playing, and it kind of takes away your own personality or what you want to play. You end up just playing lots of songs that your teacher likes, whereas I just always ask my students when they first come in, I say, is there a particular player or a particular sound that you want? And then I'll teach you the techniques that you need in order to achieve that sound. And once you've got those techniques, you can then apply your own personality on it, however you kind of want to do it. But that's kind of how I teach. I'm not one of those. I do sometimes teach grades, you know, which is, if you're in this country, ABRSM, which is classical grading system. But I've got, I think, just one of those students at the moment. All the rest of them are quite happy to go off and just learn their own style and kind of how they want to play. So I find that a lot more interesting, to get somebody to actually teach who wants to play in their own way, and then you can just give them directions and help them along the way with techniques. But anyway, so a very long answer to that question, but thank you. I think that was Brad that asked that, so thanks for suggesting that question to me and posing that question, and I hope that answer kind of covered what you said. But yeah, as a beginner, just, you know, have a go on those chords. That's how I started. But anyway, I'm going to get on now and actually do an analysis video. I want to do one of these tonight. I do one every night, and tonight's always quite a late one, so it'll probably be out in about an hour and a half, something like that, because it's coming up to 12:30 here at night, so it'll be 1:30 or 2 in the morning. If you live in the UK, it's probably not going to be very good for you because you will be asleep, but if you live in other places, maybe it will be more convenient. But I will do that now. Just a quick one. Hamster's Hat said, do it live. The only problem with doing analysis videos live is that the copyrights don't kind of work out. It's very difficult to work out. I'm not sure how the copyrights work, whereas when you record something beforehand and then upload it, YouTube analyzes it and puts their robots on it and makes sure everything's okay to then release onto YouTube. Whereas if I was doing it live, like now, I could be doing anything and uploading anything, and it's very difficult for YouTube to actually keep a track of the copyrights and make sure they're not being breached. So when I do my analysis videos, as you can see, the screen is the same as now. It's just that I put a video in that side of the screen, and I record it live effectively anyway. So I should be able to do it live. I think the problem's just the copyrights, but I'll just continue doing it as I normally do it. Just literally record it kind of half an hour before, upload it, and then yeah, I do edit it a little bit. Sometimes I accidentally cut out an important bit if I'm in a rush to try and do it, if I'm kind of running very late, but I try and keep all the important parts in there. But I'm going to now move on to the analysis video, which I'll do now. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to be here again next week. There's always a Riff of the Week out on Sundays, but as you probably know, there's always an analysis video out every night as well. So I will literally see you guys in about an hour's time, and I will see you on Sunday as well, and live I'll see you again same time, same place on Tuesday, next Tuesday at 12 Greenwich Mean Time. That's like 12 midnight, and I don't know how that works out over in different countries, but thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys at the next one. Right.